Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever toyed with the idea of building a profitable YouTube channel from scratch, but then immediately felt totally overwhelmed by, well, the sheer scale of it all, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're mapping out a definitive, totally stress-free roadmap for 2026. We are cutting straight through the noise to give you a clear, actionable path to success, taking you from complete beginner to running a channel that literally generates real results.
We're stripping away all the fluff today to reveal a very clean 5-step chronological blueprint. We've got demystifying the algorithm, finding your niche, the practice channel, the viral formula, and finally, mastering analytics.
Okay, let's dive right into this with Step 1, demystifying the algorithm.
I hear this all the time. A lot of people think 2026 is just too late to start. But honestly, starting a channel right now is about building evergreen assets. See, unlike other social platforms where your post basically dies in a week, a great YouTube video can generate long-term passive income for years. Plus, you're developing seriously high-income skills like video editing and design, all while boosting your communication and confidence on camera. It's a total win-win.
And hey, if saturation is your main worry, consider this insane number. There are 2.5 billion monthly active users on the platform right now. Just to put that into perspective, in India alone, there are almost 500 million users. The pie is just continuously getting bigger, so there is absolutely plenty of room for new creators who know exactly what they're doing.
So how do we actually reach all those people? Well, we need to de-jargonize the algorithm. Don't think of it as some evil robot trying to gatekeep your success. Honestly, it simply plays matchmaker. It looks at viewer signals, what a specific person wants based on their watch history, their interests, and what they click on. And then it looks at video signals, how good a video actually is based on its click-through rate, watch time, and overall engagement. When a viewer's interest perfectly matches your video's performance, boom, the algorithm connects you.
To win those video signals, you literally only need to focus on two core metrics. First up is CTR, or click-through rate. This is simply getting people to click your title and thumbnail. And second is AVD, average view duration, which is just getting people to stay and actually watch the thing. Listen, you do not need to stress over daily algorithmic changes. If you master getting people to click and getting people to stay, the algorithm will promote your content. It really is that simple.
Which brings us right to Step 2, finding your perfect niche.
Okay, a massive mistake I see beginners make is treating their channel like some unfocused TV network that plays cartoons, then the evening news, and then heavy metal music all in one day. You need a specific focus. To find it, I recommend using the 3P rule. Your sweet spot sits perfectly at the intersection of these three things. Passion, so you don't completely burn out after 3 weeks. Proficiency, meaning you have at least a basic knowledge and skill set to share real value. And profit, meaning there's actually a large enough audience for it and real monetization potential. Find that overlap, and you've found your niche.
The absolute crucial point to remember here is that winners don't do different things, they do things differently. Once you pick your niche, you have to do market research. Set up a separate viewing account, subscribe to the top creators in your space, and study them, not just as a fan, but as a creator. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here or invent some brand new topic. You just need to take what is already proven to work and add your own unique style and angle to it.
All right, moving on to Step 3, the practice channel strategy.
The biggest killer of new channels is perfectionism. It paralyzes like 99% of beginners who want their very first video to be an absolute masterpiece. The fix for this? It's a highly coveted insider secret. The practice channel. The goal here isn't getting views or subscribers. The goal is pure quantity, exploration, and just learning the workflow. Go ahead and use ChatGPT to generate 10 to 15 random video ideas for your niche and just force yourself to post a couple of times a week for a month. Absolutely no pressure. Quantity is really the only way you acquire the editing, speaking, and scripting skills you need to eventually produce high quality.
While you're in this practice phase, you're going to use a super simple scripting framework. First, start with a punchy 30-second intro or hook to grab their attention. Then, deliver your main points. You can write this out word for word if you need the exact details, or just use bullet points for a more natural conversational flow. Finally, hit them with a quick outro and a strong call to action. And actually, scratch the idea that you need expensive gear for this. Even a cheap smartphone microphone and natural window light work perfectly if your script is structured right. Once you've spent a month on this practice channel and you're feeling confident in your workflow, then it's time to launch the main channel.
And to do that right, we move to Step 4, the viral video formula.
Now, what's really interesting here is that virality is not random. It's really not. You can completely remove luck from the equation by breaking it down into 3 distinct controllable pillars. You need a viral idea that is totally backed by data, viral packaging that sparks immense curiosity with your title and thumbnail, and a viral intro that absolutely locks the viewer in for those crucial first 30 seconds.
Let's tackle that first pillar together. What makes a video go viral for a small creator with zero face value? I mean, when a massive creator posts, they get views just because of who they are, right? But when you start out, literally nobody knows you. So how do you guarantee your idea is actually a winner?
You use the outlier method. This is a real game changer. It involves identifying videos on very small channels that have generated vastly more views than that channel usually gets. Think about it. When a small channel with absolutely no built-in audience suddenly gets a massive spike in views, it is a huge, screaming indicator that the video's core idea is purely what drove that success.
For example, if you use a tool like the vidIQ extension, you might stumble across a video with a 20x outlier score. That means the video got 28 times the normal views of its host channel. If a channel usually struggles to get 1,000 views and suddenly hits 28,000, well, that exact topic and format is a proven, data-backed blueprint. You simply take that core idea and you emulate it with your own unique spin.
Once you have that proven idea and a super curious thumbnail, you use this 3-step intro framework to hook your viewers right off the bat. Step 1, state the viewer's goal right away. Step 2, poke at their fears or that massive problem standing in their way. And step 3, provide your unique solution. So it sounds something like, you want to monetize your channel, but getting 4,000 watch hours takes years for most people. Today, I'll show you the exact 4-video roadmap I used to completely bypass that. See, it creates an absolutely irresistible hook.
Finally, we arrive at step 5, mastering analytics.
So once your video is live and actually getting views, you have to learn to read your YouTube Studio data so you can consistently repeat that success. The absolutely most critical number you're looking for under your engagement tab is 50%. This is the gold standard target for audience retention. If you can keep half of your audience watching straight through to the middle or end of your video, it sends a massive positive signal to the algorithm to push your content even harder to new people.
And this brilliantly illustrates why diving into your data matters. Analyzing your traffic sources tells you exactly how your audience is discovering your content. Are they finding you through YouTube search? Or is YouTube actively recommending you in suggested videos alongside other creators? Understanding this whole breakdown helps you tailor your future titles and topics to exactly where your audience already lives.
Which brings us to our final takeaway. To actually get that 50% retention, you have to promise an end reward, saving the absolute most exciting part of your video for the very end. Kind of like how Mr. Beast always saves the craziest part of the stun for the last minute. So here's my challenge to you. Stop overthinking it, start your practice channel today, and figure out right now what is the ultimate end reward that will keep your new audience hooked until the very last second. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.